Hello, my name is Abel, and this is the first episode of my new podcast. This is the sports podcast I'm making. For a couple of years, I've been wanting to make a podcast about Seattle sports, and every time there's been this big defining moment, and I go, oh, now would be the perfect time to start. And this is kind of the one time where I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to start. So yeah, this is my room that I'm filming in, and I have a big line of sports people in my family that they all love it. My mom and dad love football and the Seahawks, and my uncle Kenny Mayne, he was an analyst for ESPN for a long time. So yeah, big line of sports in the fam, and I play baseball. I play some football and, just experiment with all sorts of sports, but mostly baseball. So yeah, and I just want to show off my brains with it. So, jumping straight into it. Yeah, I don't know how many times you can lose your head coach for college football, head coach for NFL football, and keep in mind the head coach for the NFL, he was one of the all-time greats, lose the national championship, get knocked out of the playoff contention, and have to pick in between the Cowboys and the Packers in 1 month. Rough month for Seattle sports fans. Anyways, so yeah, just gonna look at the pros and cons of all this, and just show some of my mind. So, starting off with Washington, we lost to Michigan in a pretty close game. The score doesn't really show how much that game was close. For the majority of the game, we just couldn't capitalize on opportunities. To start the half, we were in a position that we liked, but then we turned over the ball, threw a pick, gave them good field position. We led off 300 plus rush yards to Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards, which is just embarrassing. Two, I think 45 plus yard touchdowns. So yeah, it's terrible. I think it's the most from CFP and BCS era. So yeah, it's embarrassing that we had that happen. But that's kind of what everybody was expecting, that Michigan was going to, ground and pound type strategy. And, Washington just couldn't handle it. Thing is, McCarthy didn't have any really ginormous throws. But, they picked us apart piece by piece, and Washington did not come away with the win. Now, the bigger thing, though, is kind of that Washington is right now they're going nose down. We've lost a third of our roster in a month, I think. We have lost 3 of our star wide receivers who went for combined over 2,000 yards, I think, or something crazy like that. Maybe 3,000 yards. McMillan had 526 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then Polk and Odunze went over 1,000 yards each, and both had 9 plus touchdowns. So, lost all 3 of those guys. Lost running back Dylan Johnson. Lost runner-up QB Michael Penix Jr. Runner-up for the Heisman. We lost him. Most of those guys are going to the draft. All of them, actually. So, yeah. That's not good. And we lost Kellen DeBoer to Alabama. So, yeah, all this is happening, and we have guys decommitting because of all that. So what to take away from this? When you lose in the national championship game, and the majority of your offense is seniors, doesn't go that well. Yeah, Washington is not in a good position. However, right now as I'm recording this, it seems like the favorite right now is the coach of Arizona. Ryan Grubb will not be the coach for the University of Washington. So this is all happening, and in the span of 24 hours, they will name a new head coach, according to UW. That they 24 hours ago, they said that they would pick a coach between 48 hours. So that's just nose down. Everything's on fire. Save yourself. yeah. So that kind of sucks. And then for the Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll is out as head coach. A lot of stuff going on. Right now, the favorite, I think, is Dan Quinn. That's who I would kind of like. I like Vrabel too, but with Dan Quinn, it feels like he coached the Legion of Boom, which, as we all know, as a defensive coordinator, was probably the most scary defense that the NFL has seen ever. Possibly, it's debatable. He's good, and I think that adding that to our team would be a great addition, and it helps some of our problems. Vrabel is good too. He coached a Titans team that has a lot of weird gaping holes. They have more holes than SpongeBob would if he got acupuncture. Yeah. And Derrick Henry's not getting any younger, so he got fired. That was by a woman owner, and Pete Carroll was fired by a woman owner. So kind of ironic. I don't think Vrabel will go to the Seahawks. The Seahawks are also interviewing a Baltimore defensive coordinator. So that too, I don't think that it's going to be everything's on fire for the Seahawks. I think that we should have made the playoffs, and that we should have won more games than we did. And it was a very disappointing season. Geno Smith is not your franchise QB, obviously, with age, and you need a rookie quarterback. Because if you want to make these additions to the team with money, you're going to have a rookie contract. I don't know if that's Michael Penix. I don't know if that's like whoever. J.J. McCarthy just declared for the NFL draft. That would be kind of ironic. But who knows? But you need a rookie QB in my opinion. And plus, Geno can mentor them too. Like, they don't need to just jump in immediately. Like, the last thing we want is to get a rookie QB and have them be in a bad situation. Because Bryce Young, yeah, he's the number one overall pick. He was the number one overall pick. But right now, he did not do much. Like, his season has just not been good. But, then you look at C.J. Stroud, and they surrounded him with good weapons, good defense, and look where the Texans are. They just beat the Browns in the wild card. So, yeah, it just kind of all depends, but I do think you need a rookie QB. So with that addressed, yeah, that's just all kind of crazy. But the Mariners, I know we're obviously still in the off-season and all that. My opinion on them is quite simple. I don't think we have really more than 2 weapons on that team. I know we've had additions with Luke Raley and Mitch Garver, but other than Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh last year, there weren't many superstar type guys. I think trading Eugenio Suarez for evidently nothing. Like, it's just crazy to me. And guys like that, you're not gonna get them every day. They're power hitters, and he was kind of the conditional guy in that Jesse Winker trade, which obviously didn't pan out. And yeah, we traded him for, zero, honestly. And yeah, Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez had a good year. On the offensive side, at least, hitting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too excited. It feels like I wanted a bigger addition. But Mitch Garver is a good pickup. And I think the team has potential. And I am hopeful. But I don't know. I'm not, gonna hype it up too much. Because that team is inconsistent, as it's shown last year. So yeah, that's the Seattle sports, but kind of going through the playoffs a little bit in the NFL. you've got the Cleveland Browns that got dominated versus the Texans. Right now, the Packers playing the Cowboys. The Packers dominating as if recording right now. Yeah, the Chiefs beat the Dolphins. Dolphins couldn't keep it together in the cold weather. And I'm looking forward to that Lions-Rams game. I think the Lions will win. I have the Lions going to the Super Bowl. You can say I'm crazy, but what else to do? It's fun. And as a Seahawks fan, I've not had fun over the past month. Or a Husky fan. Yeah. So, looking forward to that. Good Bills game. I think the Bills will dominate, but it'll be fun to see. Eagles versus Bucks. That's an ugly game. And yeah, it's just NFL playoffs are pretty weird. So yeah, that's the NFL. In college football, as we know, Alabama took Kalen DeBoer. Huskies head nose down. Moving to the Big Ten, it's going to be tough, even with the expanded playoff. It's just going to be tough task to make it. And I'm not very hopeful as of right now. But if we do get that Arizona head coach, it will be a little bit brighter of a situation. Not by much, though. Not by much. With the Seahawks, I would draft. First of all, I didn't like the O-line and the D-line. I want to add some bigger guys to that. Now, I don't know if we will do what we did last year in the first round where we take best available. We don't have 2 picks, and we don't have the number 5 pick. I believe we have the number 16 pick. 16th pick. So, yeah, there's, as a Seahawks fan, if you get Dan Quinn, I think there's a lot to look forward to. And I would stay hopeful with that because you never know what's going to happen. And Dan Quinn is a very, he's a good coach. So, yeah, that's my first kind of, thoughts on what's going on. Pretty short video just to recap this and get it kicked off. I'll be making more of these. And yeah, I hope people see this. So it's just kind of crazy to be a Seattle fan right now. I wish there was a lot more to look forward to, but right now it's just a lot of hope and a lot of not knowing what's gonna go on. So yeah, that's gonna be the video. Yeah, just checking off and go Hawks.